Spoilers. Most of you out there are afraid of spoilers. You avoid them at all costs. And I'm here to say it's okay. You don't have to be so worried about them. I don't expect to convince you to come totally over to my side being that I not only don't mind spoilers, I celebrate them, I love them, I eat them up. In fact, I am convinced they help me enjoy things more. I enjoy movies and books and TV shows more when I know what's going to happen. When I was a kid, I started the practice that I still do to this day of reading the last page of every book before I read the rest of the book. Again, it doesn't hurt my enjoyment. It actually helps. I know I'm a little different. I'm the kind of person who, if I miss a line in the movie, I don't care. But if a person I'm watching the movie with misses something, they'll say, "What'd that guy say?" And I'll say, "I don't know." And they'll be like, "You don't know? We got to rewind." And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. But I know not everybody has this mentality, but it's something that I have put to the test. And in fact, very recently, I put this to the test. I was very excited to see the movie Sinners. And it took me about 2 weeks to see it. I saw it a lot later than everybody else in the world saw it. I was so excited for this movie, and it was great. I had a great time. But I decided I'm not going to know anything about this movie going in. I want to go in totally fresh. Even so, I knew that there was like a From Dusk Till Dawn-esque swerve in terms of genre midway through the movie. And spoiler alert for Sinners right here, but everybody knows right now that it's vampires. And I wish that I had known that it was vampires, because once it is revealed in the movie that it's vampires, while I was watching the movie, I was like, oh, it's vampires. I don't know. There was a part of me that's like, oh, this is going to be so fucked up. What's it going to be? It could be anything. That when it finally is the thing, I just get let down a little bit. And I wish I hadn't been, because the movie does really good and cool and innovative things with vampires. Vampire Irish folk dance, that fucking rules. I wish that I had just known about this ahead of time. I wish I had read the Wikipedia summary of the movie ahead of time, and I would have enjoyed the movie more. But people are very afraid of spoilers, and the creators, the movie studios, the movie directors and producers and marketing teams, they are very afraid of spoilers too. But this wasn't always the case. I love that if you watch the trailer for Casablanca, 1942, there's just the scene in the trailer that is the climax of the movie, where Humphrey Bogart shoots the villainous Nazi captain dead, just shoots him dead in the trailer. And like, that's the big exciting thing that happens at the end of the movie. And they're like, I don't know, we're going to show you this cool thing that happens in the trailer, so you'll want to go watch the movie.
All right, Major, you asked for it.
Actually, now that I think about it, this is basically just the 1942 equivalent of Marvel showing Red Hulk, being like, people don't seem that excited about Captain America Brave New World. Okay, we'll just show the exciting thing that happens with 13 minutes left of the movie. People don't seem that excited about Casablanca. Let's show him shooting Major Heinrich Strasser. Same thing, basically. 1960, Alfred Hitchcock makes Psycho, and he was like, oh, we need to tell people that there is a Sinners-esque swerve basically halfway through this movie, and we need to advise people. Don't tell your friends what happens. Don't talk about the movie, in other words. That was sort of a new idea. Hey, the enjoyment of this movie is going to be based on you not being aware of this. The spoiler phobia, in terms of movie marketing, has really ramped up in recent years, but it wasn't always the case. What if I were to tell you that when I was a kid, you could find out ahead of, say, a Star Wars movie, months in advance of its release? You could find out every fine detail of what happens in the movie via officially released product from Lucasfilm. And I'm talking, of course, about novelizations. So in 1999, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace merch was in overdrive. It was everywhere. It was everything. And I remember so well these books, the official novelization by Terry Brooks. You had a variety of covers. Every major character in the movie got their own cover. And as a result, I inhaled this book, and I have not read it since 1999. And yet every time I watch the movie, I'm surprised when Anakin meets Padme for the first time and he goes, "Are you an angel?" And I'm like, wait, when's the part where he says, "I'm going to marry you"? And then I have to remember, oh, that's in the novelization. That's not in the movie. Yes, in the book, he says, quote, "I'm going to marry you," the boy said suddenly. There was a moment of silence, and she began laughing again. "I mean it," he insisted. "You're an odd one," she said, her laughter dying away. "Why do you say that?" He hesitated. "I guess because it's what I believe." You're a funny little boy, she said. You could find out everything that happens in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, months before the movie came out. It was just a thing. It was just a part of life. Who cared? 6 years later, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith is coming out, and I am so excited to see this movie. And I'm wondering, how are they going to do it? How does Anakin Skywalker turn into Darth Vader? What could possibly make him do that? I know. I'll go buy one of the official tie-in novels. And I went to Barnes & Noble, and instead of getting the actual novel, I got the graphic novel, the comic book adaptation of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, published a full month before the movie came out. So I had a full month to find out exactly what's going to happen in the movie. And then I'm there for the movie. And I am not jarred at all when the most mocked moment in all of the Star Wars franchise happens. Oh! But then a funny thing happened. In the 10 years between Star Wars movies, it's 2015. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens is coming out, and I again have a fever pitch of excitement about the movie. And as always, I want to know what's going to happen. I don't want to wait. That's not going to hurt my enjoyment of the movie knowing what's going to happen. It's only going to enhance the movie for me. So I decide, you know what? I'll go get the novelization. But I didn't notice that in the 10 years that had passed, they don't do that anymore. Novelizations don't come out ahead of the movie. The movie studios guard the details of their scripts with state-like secrecy. I found out that the novelization of The Force Awakens by Alan Dean Foster wouldn't be coming out until, I think, January 2016. So well after the movie came out. And I'm sure there are lots of reasons for this, but to me, it's pretty obvious. It's the internet. And it's not that they don't want people to, avoid being spoiled because that'll hurt their enjoyment of the movie. No, it's because the fewer details they give out about their movies, the more people will speculate online. And speculating by making videos like the very video I am making right now, we are doing unpaid labor for the movie studios and promoting and marketing their movies by speculating about what will happen in it. All of this is to say, I like spoilers. They help me enjoy movies. I know that I'm built a little differently and that I'm not going to be convincing anybody, but I think, hey, just relax a little bit. It's okay. You'll still like the movie if you know what's going to happen, and I think you'll like it even more. After all, plot's like the least interesting part of a movie. It's how does something happen, not what happens. I wish I had a name for this sort of mindset. You take the chill pill. Take the red pill, but take the chill pill, but chill pill already. I don't know. The point is, pro spoilers, bring them on, bring spoilers. Love you, goodbye.